RBT family, what is the deal? It's your dog Willie Jack, and we are back, baby, with more NFL action. NFL Week 6 is officially in the books, and there's a lot of news going on now. A lot of news, a lot of movement. So Week 6, we're approaching that halfway. We're approaching the halfway point of the season. Of course, the NFL trade deadline is ever looming as it inches closer. Teams are starting to. We're getting some movement now. Some big names are moving around. Of course, it's no secret for the last few weeks now. We all know about Davante Adams' official request for trade, the speculation, and everything associated with that. And so that official move has, of course, been made, and we're gonna get into that as always. A couple other moves as well. Another name that it's been no secret that, or if you've been paying attention to it, it's no secret that Amari Cooper is a guy that from the Browns that's also been, rumored to be available. And so he also was moved. And then a couple other, some smaller players smaller name players, let's say, respectfully so. But a couple moves, couple guys got paid. Some injury, some devastating injury news as well. And so, man, this definitely was, like I said, man, another very exciting week of football. And so can't wait to get in here and chop it up. To chop it up with my peoples, for sure. And then look who it is. Look who it is. Well, how you do, man? Appreciate you. Good evening. Let's rock. You know how we do it. You know how we do. I appreciate you. Appreciate you as always. And then let me see here. And then I'm going to let it go for a little bit. Let y'all get in here and get real comfortable. Now, I see a few more of y'all in the views now. Y'all know what's going on. Ain't no free rides now. Drop something in the chat and say what's up to your dog, man. Y'all know what's going on. Yeah, buddy. Definitely a lot of news going on. Yeah, hold on, actually. Let me get something pulled up here. Now, here's another thing as well. While I wait for y'all to get in here and get on comfortable. So surprisingly enough, and honestly, I mean, I'm here to tell you, I felt good about this week's picks, honestly. Like when I was picking these, I was like, yeah, these all felt pretty smooth. They felt pretty solid. But would you believe? Would you believe it if I told you your dog went 13 for 13, man? All right? It was a perfect pick-em week for your dog, man. 13 for 13. Y'all can check my footages. You can check my footages from just the other day, just on Sunday morning, 10 o'clock. Y'all know what's going on. 13 for 13. 13 for 13. You heard me. I'm going to say it 13 times. 13 for 13. Picked them all right. Didn't pick one of them wrong. That's what that means. It means that if you was here Sunday and you were paying attention, and if you were a betting man or woman, might have made a little change. That's all I'm trying to tell you. You might have made a little change is all I'm trying to tell you. Me, myself, I didn't place no bets. I ain't playing, you know what I'm saying? I ain't make no money myself. I tell you what, I'm going to make some money this week. I tell y'all what, y'all better be here Sunday. Because I'm going to make some money this week. Ain't no way in the world I went 13 for 13 this week. And here's what's crazy. Now. I wasn't bad against the spread either. I think out of those 13 games, I want to say, and actually I had been counting them because I was still amazed with myself. I want to say roughly half of those at least. Roughly 6 or 7 of those were within the spread, man. I believe. I might have to go back and check that. Be that as it may. 13 for 13. Let the chips fall where they will. Your boy went 13 for 13, man. I'm telling you, I'm not going to quit saying it. I'm not gonna stop saying it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna probably talk about it until I'm not 13 for 13 anymore. How about that? So yeah. Now, if you did make a little money, be sure to drop some in the chat. Let your boy know. Matter of fact, let me hold something. That's what you could do as well. You could let your dog hold something if you did make a little money this past weekend. But have no fear, man. Your boy got you. Your boy got you. Let's see here. Matter of fact, let's get into some of this news, man. So, first things first, terrible news. I hate when we have to talk about things like this, man. Terrible, terrible, terrible news. Aiden Hutchinson, stud defensive end for the Detroit Lions. And you know what? I almost called him a star. And you know what? No, I think it's fair. It's fair to call him a star. And not a superstar, but a star for sure. I think so. Already, early in his career was year 3. I want to say this is year 3 for Aiden Hutchinson. So, star defensive end Aiden Hutchinson was off to a fantastic start to this season. He had been leading the league in sacks going into Sunday's action with 6.5. Now, honestly, he did the bulk of that in one go. He had 4.5 sacks against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I want to say that was week 3 now. Yeah, I believe that was week 3. Be that as it may, man, they all count. 6.5 sacks going into Sunday's action. He wasn't tied. He was number 1 in the league. Number 1 in the league at that time. So Detroit played Dallas this Sunday. And boy, I tell you, they put a whooping on Dallas. Detroit put everything but the Lord's favor on Dallas on Sunday. I tell you what. But as dominant as a win that was, as great or exciting as it had to have been for the Lions players and coaching staff and the fan base as well. Man, you can't really savor the victory or enjoy the victory as much as you would because you lost such an integral part to your team in like I said, young stud star edge rusher Aiden Hutchinson. I believe he was a captain for the team at this point as well. So already a leader on this team, definitely a leader on that defense, and suffers a broken tibia during I can't remember what quarter it was. I want to say that was like the third quarter. Don't quote me on that. I want to say that was like the third quarter, but I could be wrong. Don't quote me. But gruesome injury. Man, if you saw the like the replay or the slow motion footage of it or whatever the case, I mean, oh my goodness. And so definitely a I don't know, man. Man's leg was flopping in his shin where it shouldn't be able to flop. So I was gonna say compound fracture. I don't know. Don't let me misspeak, okay? I'm not a doctor. I just play one on TV. But definitely very gruesome injury. And from what I saw in the like the clips I've seen of it since, it looks like they're rushing the passer or whatever the case it is, but he's going to make a play on the ball carrier. He goes down and he's like, goes down on the ground. He's like rolling over. His legs are, swinging across in the air. And another player, comes in running by, or maybe they're making a play on the ball carrier as well. Anyway, and they collide with his tibia, or essentially like his shin. They collide with his tibia and, man, snap the pretzel stick. I mean, because like he's holding his leg up, and like I said, man, it's got to bend where it shouldn't. And so, man, definitely gruesome injury, man. Terrible news. Hate to see that, especially, man. Hate to see that for anybody. Let me make that clear. Hate to see that for anyone, but especially, man, a guy who's a young player, a young dominant player. You know what I mean? A young player ascending, really coming into his own. Like I said, it got off to a fire red start to start this season, was leading the league in sacks, had a 4.5 sack game just a few weeks ago. I'm sure that has to be a career best. I know he's had like a 3 sack game before. So no, best game of his career. And so it was off to the hottest start of his career. And now to have, his season in that way. And so heart goes out to Aiden Hutchinson. Prayers for speedy recovery you and your fam, man. So get better soon, come back bigger, stronger, and faster. And man, just devastating injury. And oh man, just painful to see. I'm telling you, I don't even like seeing that type of stuff. It hurts watching. You know what I mean? And so, no, definitely a rough injury. And like I said, man, speedy recovery. And then, and to talk about this from the team's point of view now, like I said, not at all any style of disrespect or shade to Aiden Hutchinson. You know what I'm saying? But just moving forward now, especially with the trade deadline being just a few weeks out, and we have seen, the trade market start to heat up here as expected as we get nearer to that deadline. Does Detroit go out and make a move? And so do they go out and make a move and try to bring in a guy to kind of supplement, the pass rush that they were getting for Aiden Hutchinson? Now, also not coincidentally, but just the other side of the coin, let's talk about a little bit of good news for the Detroit Lions. They re-signed an interior defensive lineman, Aleem McNeil. Bag alert. So defensive tackle. I remember scouting him when he was coming in. I want to say he came in from like North Carolina State. Don't ask me why that's what jumped in my mind. I want to say like North Carolina State, something like that. Okay, now I'm going to have to look it up. Or Iowa. Those are the two schools that popped in my mind. Don't ask me why. I don't think it was Iowa, though. No. I want to say North Carolina State. Anyway, so he resigns, man, gets a good bag, man. Bag alerts, bag secured, all that. Secure the bag. 4 years, $97 million. 55 of those $97 million guaranteed. So, man, congratulations. We love to see that. Love to see the players get paid. And so, of course, a D-line mate, they were really, this move it of course helps to secure the future of that defensive line. And so, Aleem McNeil now re-signed, $100 million man just about. And then Aiden Hutchinson still within his rookie deal. But when the time comes, for sure, there's no doubt in my mind that he'll be $100 million plus man as well. And so those two, we can expect to see them in years to come, in the silver and blue for Detroit, causing havoc. But hey, getting back to my original point, with this trade deadline coming up, okay, well, do they go and make a move? And so the easiest or most obvious, I guess, name out there would be, of course, Hassan Reddick. So Hassan Reddick, disgruntled. I don't even like saying that, man, because I guess for lack of a better word, I'm going to call him disgruntled edge rusher for the New York Jets. And so, of course, we know Hassan Reddick, who really came to prominence, I guess, as a rusher in his time with the Philadelphia Eagles, specifically during their Super Bowl run that they made. Seems like almost forever ago now, but that was 3 years ago, where they dominated the league, went to the Super Bowl, and had one of the better Super Bowl matchups that we've seen in a while. The matchup, of course, between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Kansas City Chiefs. Very entertaining Super Bowl. It's out of the last 5 Super Bowls, I would say that's definitely, probably one of the top 3 out of the last 5 we've seen. I'm just spitballing here, but very entertaining Super Bowl for sure. So anyway, he doesn't get extended by Philadelphia. He's traded to the Jets. And then, who knows who said what, but from what I can digest or understand, the trade to the Jets, when he was traded to the Jets, I guess there was an understanding that the Jets were going to negotiate, an extension for him. And the Jets, I guess, weren't wanting to or willing to do that. They were thinking, no, we just brought you here for a 1-year rental. Hassan Reddick's like, no, that's not what I came for. If I was just going to play on a 1-year deal without my future secured, I could have stayed in Philly. And so, standing on his words and his thoughts about it, he has yet to report to the Jets. I mean, from that day. And so even to this point, he's racked up tons of fines. I think he's got $4 or $5 million worth of fines for the time that he has skipped or missed with the Jets. And then as well as game checks, he's lost, I think the figure or number I saw is that every game that he has skipped or sat out cost him roughly $800,000 in game checks. And so, I mean, putting his money where his mouth is, I mean, he's $10 million in the hole, man. He's got five in back taxes, 5 in back child support, and he's not bringing anything in. He's not getting those checks. He's not getting those game checks. $800 a week, man. Hey man, it's a man of principle right there. Because I know how upset I may feel or whatever, what have you, but it's gonna be damn hard for me to not go get $750,000 every Sunday now. That's a different type of dedication. So I salute you, homeboy. Stand on your word, man. You said you ain't going and you meant it, and we can see that. And so we'll see what happens there. Now he's also made a little news in the sports world or whatever because he got dropped. Well, I think it was announced he got dropped. Who knows what happened? Who dumped who? But no longer with his former representation. Has recently signed with sports super agent Drew Rosenhaus and his firm. And they're trying to seek a trade or work something out. So this one, I said all that to say this one lines itself up. Now the only thing is Detroit in a position to extend him because his gripe has been like I'm looking for an extension, I'm looking for long-term security, etc. And so now I don't know if his position on that has changed, especially now that we're roughly halfway through the season. Is he more amenable to going somewhere and playing this year out? Bring some money in and pay for some of these fines. I don't know how that works or how that'll work out. So is he more amenable to that now? In my opinion, I think it's one of those things where I think that bridge is burned for the Jets. So I don't really see him. No, I take that back. I do think if worse comes to worse, I do expect that he will report to the Jets because similar to what we saw from the Le'Veon Bell situation, man, that's forever ago now, 5-6 years ago. There's a certain point in the season where you have to show up for it to count as an accrued year of service in the NFL. So that stuff's very important for contract eligibilities, like the pension or retirement fund that the NFL does have in place. So you do need to get a year of credit, a year of credit or a year of service. You don't want to lose or miss that. So I think players can miss up to like 10 games, I want to say. If I'm not mistaken, I think you can sit out for like 10 games and then show up, and then you can still get this year counted, towards that, accumulated years of service for the league. So anyway, I said it to say maybe he still does that. Now, if he doesn't do that too, then hey man, that's hardball on another level. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I don't know. But anyway, I said that to say it lines up that here's a guy who has been, when he's been on the field, he's been a premium pass rusher. Now, not at all the most adept at run defense. He is a little undersized in that way. But as far as getting after the passer, and especially if you let him line up in a wide nine like he likes to do, and like Philadelphia was able to do when he was his most successful, he can get to the quarterback with the best of them. And so, like I said, man, that one is a easy fix. And then, of course, maybe there's some other names around the league. There's been mixed reports about whether or not Max Crosby, defensive end and captain for the Raiders, whether or not he is available, or I don't think they would make him available, but whether or not he wants out or not. So there were reports coming out that once Davante made his, trade request known in public, that there was whispers or maybe some half-baked rumors. I don't know. But there were talks that Max Crosby may also want out. And so now who knows how true that is or not. I don't necessarily think that's super likely, honestly. But I definitely think the Hassan Reddick, that one solves itself. And so I would imagine he has to be affordable. You know what I'm saying? I would imagine he has to be affordable because the Jets, he's not giving anything to the Jets. He's more of a nuisance or a thorn in their shoe than anything. And so, like I said, I can't imagine that trade would be overly costly. And, we'll see. Hold on, who's in this thing? Oh, Auntie in the building. What's going on? Appreciate you. Hello. Yeah, moving on. Let me see. Matter of fact. And you know what? Rennie, I don't know if you was here when I told y'all, but I was perfect this week, Rennie. 13 for 13. 13 for 13. I picked every game correct, didn't miss not a one. 13 for 13. I warned y'all, I'm probably going to say it 13 times. See, I better get used to hearing it. Until I'm not 13-0, or 13-13, I'm going to let y'all know that I was 13 for 13. Yeah, so be on the lookout for that. But moving on, we're going to go ahead and get into some of these games. And so, Jacksonville on the road at Chicago. Chicago gets this done 35-16. And you know what? Credit to My bad, my notes were all over the place. Shout out and credit to Caleb Williams. So Caleb Williams had and it's hard to even say. I mean, he had a rough start to his young career, but he's a rookie. The expectations were already sky high. So the Bears, of course, move away from a former first-round pick, Justin Fields. They bring him in. He's coming in the shadow of C.J. Stroud, who had one of the more impressive rookie seasons and rookie campaigns that we've seen in quite a while. And so, there was just a lot of pressure to succeed right out the gate on Caleb Williams. That wasn't fair to him anyway. And then also, even in comparing him to C.J. Stroud, C.J. didn't light the league on fire from week one on. He progressively got better as that first month of the season, got started. And then right around week 5 or so, and I hate to say it, I was there in the building with my dog Tom. It was probably that Steelers game. I think that was roughly week 5 or so in last year's season, in which they beat my Steelers in Houston. And I think that was more so kind of the point. From that point forward, he was on fire. And then, of course, he gets injured with the concussion, misses a couple games there, comes back and still picks up where he left off and helps to lead that team to not only a playoff berth, but a playoff victory as well in his rookie year. So Caleb Williams, fairly or not, that's the measuring stick he was being held up to from what we've seen from C.J. Stroud. So those first 2 weeks, ugly football. I mean, it has to acclimate to this program, the pro speed, the range of safeties, like the difference in windows, all that stuff is a period of adjustment. So now this is first 2 weeks super rough. The last 2 weeks before this game, 2 weeks before this game, back-to-back 300-yard games. I think his touchdown to interception ratio was like 6-1 or 6-1 or 6-2. And so finally playing some of his best ball and showing us all the talent, all the ability that we had seen or heard about when he was coming into the league. So they get a struggling Jacksonville team at home. He comes out, performs 226 passing yards, so doesn't keep that 300-yard streak alive, but throws 4 touchdowns. 226 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, does throw 1 interception in this one, and also rushes for another 56 yards. Phenomenal performance. DeAndre Swift also got off to a very slow start this season. He's been picking up these last 2-3 weeks now. He has 91 yards and a touchdown in this one. Cole Kmet, 70 yards and 2 touchdowns in this one. And then Keenan Allen making his season debut since being traded from the Los Angeles Chargers in the offseason. So finally gets back on the field, and he has 2 touchdowns in this game as well. And so fantastic performance there by Chicago. And that defense, and I've talked about it all year, that defense is playing damn good ball. That Chicago Bears defense is definitely playing like a top 5 to 7 unit. I mean, honestly, they're playing damn good ball. And so, and now that young offense led by Caleb Williams is finally kind of picking it up and doing their part. And we're seeing the outcome, 35-16. And they look to making it roll. They look to maybe get kind of rolling here, the way that defense is playing. And if Caleb is still going to continue to ascend the way we've seen him ascend these last 3 weeks, that NFC North is going to get scary really fast. Moving on, Arizona on the road at Green Bay. Green Bay takes care of business, 34-13. Jordan Love now 2 weeks removed from returning to the field from the injury he suffered in week 1. That first game back, definitely rough. Definitely, and that was that Vikings game. They're getting blown out in that one. It's ugly football. He throws 3 interceptions. They pick it up in the fourth quarter. I think they scored 20 points in the fourth quarter and really closed the gap score-wise. Still falls short. He ends up finishing with 4 touchdowns and 3 interceptions in that game. But this game, definitely a lot cleaner. He goes 258 passing yards. He also throws 4 touchdowns to only 1 interception, just like we said for Caleb Williams. So really picking back up where he left off. Christian Watson, who cannot get past the injury bug. So he's already missed a lot of time this year as well. And he makes a return to the field. He has 3 catches of 68 yards, also gets a touchdown in that game as well. Romeo Doubs, who made some news. There was talks about him being disgruntled, just unhappy with the Packers and his role. There were talks that he was skipping practices and he had even been suspended by the team for conduct detrimental. All those things, all those rumors are circling. All that stuff's going on. He plays. He gets 2 touchdowns in this game. Now only 3 catches for 50 yards, but 2 touchdowns. If you're only going to catch 3 passes, you might as well have 2 of them be touchdowns. So shout out to Romeo Dobbs for getting that done there. And then hold on real quick. I see somebody in the chat. Oh, Rennie said she got 11 of them right. Okay, 11 and 2. 11 and 2. See, I was 13 and 0. In case y'all missed it, your boy was 13 and 0 last week. It looks like Auntie was 11 and 2. Okay, there you go. Look who it is. My dog, man. Terrible time. Walker holding it down for them. Houston, Texas. Texas to the Super Bowl, man. Y'all know what's going on. It's not a Wednesday night if Tom don't let y'all know that the Texans is going to the Super Bowl. Let's get it. My dog Tom said Jordan Love is about to lose this weekend. I guess they must play your Texans. That must be why you saying that. You must be saying that because they must be playing your Texans. Your Texans. He said Jordan Love, Buddy Love, the Love Machine, Texans by 16. Boy, you a fool. Matter of fact, let me put this so I ain't got to keep trying to go back and forth. Hold on. Sorry, I keep forgetting to do that. He said Jordan Love, Buddy Love, or the Love Machine, Texans by 16. I ain't gonna lie. That rhyme a little bit. You might be on to something. I don't know. I'll have to look into that. Is that at home or in Green Bay? That's what I want to know. Is that at home or in Green Bay? Let me know. But moving on, man. Indianapolis on the road at Tennessee. Indianapolis gets this done 20-17. Cool Joe Flacco making his, I think this was this his second or third start? I want to say it may be his third start since filling in for the injured Anthony Richardson. Of course, in that game against my Steelers where he came in and turned back the clock to about 2008 and was cooking. And so I think he's 2-1 now with that victory against Tennessee. Quiet day, only 189 passing yards, does throw 2 touchdowns, has an interception in this one. Jordan Downs. Yeah, Jordan Downs. I believe it's Jordan Downs. Shout out to you, homeboy, if I said your name wrong. But he's really been probably the top option for Joe Flacco in these 3 games. Appears to be his go-to guy, especially coming out of that slot, being a reliable target that can move the chains for him, keep everything on time. 7 catch for 66 yards, gets another touchdown in this one. Michael Pittman Jr. also gets a touchdown, but quiet day all around offensively. And then Will Levis still doing Will Levis things. 16 for 27 for 95 yards. 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Man completed 16 passes, didn't crack 100 yards. Man attempted damn near 30 passes, didn't crack 100 yards. That's horrible football. That's horrible quarterback play, man. It's horrible quarterback play. I don't know what else to tell you. Don't know what else to tell you. Moving on. Right on time for my dog Tom. Houston on the road at New England, and they get this done without too much of any resistance. 41-21. Really putting it on those Patriots. And the star of this game for y'all was the run game. So CJ Stroud, of course, did what he had to do. He only threw 190 passing yards, but had 3 touchdowns in the game. You know what I mean? So 3 touchdowns, did throw an interception as well. But like I said, man, the run game, really the difference maker in this game. Joe Mixon back, looking healthy, picking up where he left off. The resurgence of Joe Mixon is going a little under the radar here. Now, he did get injured early on. He hit the scene week 1. Man had 30 carries, 150 yards. Amazing day. And then I think he got injured during the second week. He missed weeks 2, 3, and 4, essentially. And so now I think this is his second game back, and he's picking back up where he left off. 13 carries for 102 yards in this one. Also gets a rushing touchdown. And then also in the passing game gets 30 receiving yards and also a receiving touchdown as well. So shout out to Joe Mixon, man. Shout out to Joe Mixon. It was looking like Joe Mixon, I don't want to say he was looking a little washed, but he definitely was an afterthought in that Cincinnati Bengals offense. And it's hard to blame him. You got Cool Joe, you got Joe Burrow, you got Jamar Chase, you got T. Higgins, you got all these pretty, these pretty weapons on the outside. It's hard to play in the mud a little bit. You know what I mean? It's hard to put that Dodge Ram out when we got Lamborghinis on the outside. I get it. And so definitely, if these last 2-3 seasons, man, definitely was a backseat passenger in that Cincinnati offense, and now looking reborn in Houston. And so shout out to him for sure. Then also talking about reborn, also back from the dead, Dameon Pierce makes an impressive appearance in this game. only has 8 carries, but hit 76 yards on 8 carries and a touchdown. I believe his touchdown run was like 50 yards or something like that. Tom, if you in here, man, you can correct me if I'm wrong. But Dameon Pierce rookie year was pretty impressive. I don't want to blow it out of proportion. It wasn't rookie Adrian Peterson, but he was definitely a tough downhill, hard-nosed runner. I want to say he cracked 1,000 yards, and I think he really, kind of kept that offense afloat. This is when Davis Mills, is the quarterback there in Houston, and so really, kind of kept that offense afloat and was really the guy that kind of put the offense on his back for a period of time there in his rookie year. That second year when they do change coaching staffs and change offenses, he's not really a fit for what they do now with Bobby Slowick and D'Amico Ryans bringing in that zone run scheme from San Francisco. It just doesn't really suit him, and it was ugly football last year. Lost his starting job to Devin Singletary, who also at that time had a very resurgent, very impressive kind of several bounce back performances himself. But Dameon Pierce just never really fit in with this offense. Then, of course, this year they go get Joe Mixon. I tell you the truth, I forgot. I could have forgot he was on this roster. As crazy as that sounds. And another guy as well that I'm surprised somebody didn't go try to maybe pry him off of that roster. Especially for, I would imagine it wouldn't have cost much of anything. Especially a team like the Cowboys or, you know what I mean? Teams that just don't have any style of real running presence. Especially if you're looking for a physical downhill running presence. That should have been a guy that somebody could have went and stole for probably pretty cheap. But be that as it may, has another day in the sun in New England, 8 for 76 in the touchdown. So shout out to you, big dog. And then, of course, with this being the first game post the Nico Collins injury, Stephon Diggs sliding into that number one seat, goes 6 for 77 in a touchdown in this game. Tank Dell has a touchdown in this one as well. And then on the defensive side of the ball, young Will Anderson Jr. had himself a day, has 3 sacks in this game. So shout out to you, homeboy. You know what I'm saying? Balled out, did your thing. 3 sacks. Salute, bruh. You know what I mean? So I always wanted to definitely shout that out. And then just quickly on the other side of the ball for New England, this is Drake May's first start of his rookie career. And honestly, didn't look terrible. I think he threw he threw 3 touchdowns in this game. All three New England touchdowns were on his arm. His first one for sure was a beautiful deep shot up the right sideline. I can't remember who caught it now, but no, good ball placement, good velocity, was on time, in the basket, in stride. You know what I mean? Put it on him, and it was an impressive throw. So we'll see how he continues to develop going forward. But no, Drake May, ugly loss. I mean, you got Peter O, so I can't say too much about it. But Drake May ain't playing defense. You know what I'm saying? He put up 21 points. You know what I mean? It's somebody on the other side of the ball got to help it keep it close. But we'll see how Drake May continues to develop for sure going forward. Moving on, man. Tampa Bay at New Orleans. Now, this one is interesting as well, man. Tampa Bay finishes this game 51-27. This was a one-score game going into the fourth quarter. This game was 31-27 at the start of the fourth quarter. And then that fourth quarter, the wheels come off the wagon. If you're New Orleans and Tampa Bay, makes this thing ugly. And like I said, you end up losing 51-27. Similar to what we were just talking about with Drake May, Spencer Rattler, rookie quarterback from South Carolina via Oklahoma, former top recruit, etc. He made his season debut in this game as well for the injured Derek Carr. Up and down performance, nothing necessarily that stood out. He did throw 243 passing yards. He did throw a touchdown. He threw 2 interceptions, but did make his start. And if you remember in the preseason, a lot of Saints fans were very excited about what they were seeing from Spencer Rattler. And then especially with the way that Derek Carr's season went last year, there were a lot of people, a lot of Saints fans that were wanting to just turn the keys over to Spencer Rattler and just be done with the Derek Carr, era in New Orleans or whatever the case may be. I think Derek Carr, the way he started the season, silenced a lot of that, especially those first 2 weeks, the 2 big victories. They had 40-point games both those weeks, and then subsequently haven't won a game since. Lost a close one or 2, and then this one you get spanked. But no. So shout out to Spencer Rattler, and then for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Baker Mayfield turned the ball over in a little bit in this one. Baker's been playing fantastic quarterback though. Baker's been playing top 10 quarterback, probably top 8 quarterback to this point in the season. Now he does turn the ball over in this one. those for 325 yards, 4 touchdowns. It does throw 3 interceptions. You know what I mean? One of them days, but they got it done. Sean Tucker, man, young running back, unknown guy. I think from Syracuse. I want to say like 3-4 years ago. I think he was the running back before Chase Brown. And so I like Chase Brown coming out of Syracuse. I think he was the guy there before Chase Brown. Anyway, he has a big day on the ground, 14 carries, 136 yards and a touchdown. Also has 56 receiving yards, has a 36-yard receiving touchdown as well. Very big day for him. Rookie running back, Bucky Irving from Oregon. He had a very good day. He's shown well in that Tampa Bay backfield. Now, he had the big fumble in Atlanta that gave Atlanta the ball back, where Tampa Bay probably could have, ran the clock out and got away with a win. Instead, he fumbles. They get the ball back to Atlanta. We know how that game turns out with Atlanta scoring a walk-off touchdown in overtime. But he's been producing. He had 14 carries for 80 yards and a touchdown in this game as well. Chris Godwin is back, and he's another guy. Speaking of rejuvenation, we were talking about this earlier with Joe Mixon, and now we can say it with Chris Godwin. 3-4 years ago, Joe Mixon and Chris Godwin were both probably considered top 7, 8 players at their respective positions. Then for these last 3 years, both these guys have kind of fell by the wayside. And you just think, okay, well, maybe, maybe they were, I don't want to call these guys washed, but maybe that's where they were going. Maybe it was over for them. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they already had peaked and now they're coming back down. Well, Chris Godwin has been on a tear this year, has a very good game in this one as well, 11 for 125 and 2 touchdowns as well. And so very impressive day there. What's my chat doing? Auntie said cheering on those Texans as well. Ain't Rain. I'm going to tell you right now, Ain't Rain, you're not going to be in here cheering for 12 teams, all right? Pick 3 teams, and those are the teams you can cheer for. You're not going to cheer for over half the league. Like, we can't do it. Pick 3, Ain't Rain. Pick 3 teams, all right? Moving on. Cleveland on the road at Philly in a game nobody probably was excited to see. Philly gets this one done 20-16. Let's see if there's anything worth talking about in this game. Well, Jalen Hurts didn't turn the ball over. That's a positive note. Goes 264 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, only 33 yards rushing in this one. Saquon had a quiet day against that Cleveland defense. Some good news if you're a Philly fan. A.J. Brown, also who had been injured or banged up since week 1, made his return to the field this Sunday and picked up right where he left off, man. 6 catches, 116 yards, also scores a touchdown as well. And so now with Jalen Hurts having his number one, his go-to guy, his top weapon, a guy who's top 5 at the position when he's healthy and on the field. I'm talking about A.J. Brown. Getting him back in this offense, I'm eager to see, what this does for Jalen Hurts going forward, because there's a lot of people, bailing on the talent that is Jalen Hurts. And like I said, man, I'm a fan of Jalen Hurts. Just who he is as a person, as a man, and just his demeanor, his aura. He's just a real cool, chill guy. And so, I like him. And I was definitely that Super Bowl performance. He was spectacular. That Super Bowl run that year, he probably should have been the MVP. He ends up getting hurt, I think, the last 2 games of the season or so. And who won that MVP now? Now I'm trying to think who won that MVP, but I think Jalen Hurts probably should have been the MVP that year. Off the top of my head, y'all have to remind me who it was, and I'll see if I'm wrong there. But probably should have been Jalen Hurts. Probably would have been Jalen Hurts if he doesn't get injured. And then, of course, he's on his way to being Super Bowl MVP. There's 3 plays in that game that really were the difference. One of those, a huge turnover by him, a fumble that I think, Nick Bolton of the Chiefs recovers it and runs it back for a fumble recovered touchdown for Kansas City. And so that one, just got to put that on him. But he played a fantastic game. So I'm still a fan of Jalen Hurts. I'm not ready to throw him away to the cast. I'm not ready to cast him off yet, man. I'm not. And especially with A.J. Brown being back, let's see how he looks going forward now that he's got, one of the best weapons on the outside in the league. Moving on, man. Last week's game of the week, Washington on the road against Baltimore. Highly anticipated matchup. You got the young up-and-comer in Jaden Daniels versus the established veteran superstar in Lamar Jackson. And so this one, we wanted to see, how Jaden Daniels did, how he measures up to Lamar, a guy that he draws easy comparisons to, not necessarily specifically in the way they play the game, honestly. But they are both kind of tall, wiry kind of builds. Now Lamar's put on some decent size. He's still a very slender looking guy, but he's put on some. He's wiry now. He used to be just slim, you know what I'm saying, or rail thin. He used to be pretty slim. Now he's wiry. He's still slender, but he's put on some decent little mass, man, on his frame. Jaden Daniels is about as big as a broom handle. So he's if anything, man, he's the following Lamar's footsteps and see what he could do to put some muscle mass on such a slender frame. But still, very impressive rookie. Man, we've sung his praises on this show. Y'all know what's going on with Jaden Daniels, man. He's playing his ass off. He has set the record for accuracy over a 4-game span by anyone, not just a rookie record. A forever record, a forever NFL record. That's better than Drew Brees. That's better than Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Dan Marino, you name them. There's been nobody over a 4-game stretch who was more accurate than Jaden Daniels. So definitely something he should be proud of and to accomplish that as a rookie. Now, getting into the game itself, let's see here. Lamar Jackson throws for 326 yards and 1 touchdown. Does throw an interception in this game as well. And you know what? That interception came early, and it was a bad interception. I think it was just a miss. I'm make sure I'm remembering the right play, but I want to say it came early in that game. Yeah, on the first series, I want to say. I think it was on the first series when he threw that interception. But definitely recovers 326 yards and a touchdown, 40 rushing yards as well. And then here we go, man. Here we go. King Henry, man. Derrick Henry doing what he needs to do. And we've talked about on this show, especially after those first 2 weeks, we were hammering it home. We were banging on it, criticizing and critiquing Baltimore and that offense for, what are you doing? What did you bring this 250-pound behemoth back here? What did you bring him here for? If not to give him the damn ball. And ever since week 3 on, it feels like he's averaging a good 22 or so carries, has 24 carries in this one, 132 yards, 2 touchdowns. And it's just, man, he's everything that Baltimore could have hoped they got from that Derrick Henry signing. They're getting and more. You know what I mean? I think it's even I think they had to think they had a chance for it to be super explosive, super dynamic, but just to see the way they've looked, as dominant as they've looked for the most part offensively these last 4 weeks. I mean, it's fantastic football, especially if you're a Ravens fan. Lamar Jackson was an MVP last year. He's already having a better year this year than he had last year, in my opinion. And so last year was an ugly MVP race year. Lamar did get the award. But yeah, it's just one of those. It was a down year. It was a down year. It was hard to pass it out. They gave it to Lamar. I didn't hate it. I think begrudgingly, I gave it to Lamar as well. I think the next guy up for me was Dak Prescott. Dak just didn't have like a signature win, or he just didn't have that, like in college football, we talk about your Heisman moment. You know what I mean? Like that signature play, that signature moment that caps off your highlight when we go through and do these votes and like puts you over the top. Dak just didn't have one of those performances. Lamar did. And so he didn't have the week over week consistency or production like Dak, but he had those big time game, big time moment, making big time play style of moments. And so got him MVP. Now he's playing better. It's only 6 weeks in. He's playing the best football we've ever seen him play. And he's got 2 MVPs. Mind you, no, he hasn't looked this good for a 6-game stretch in any season, including his 2 previous MVP seasons. And so I'm saying that to say he's playing damn good ball. Zay Flowers as well had a big day, 9 for 132. Mark Andrews finds his way back in the paint. A guy who we kind of forgot about. Feels like we kind of forget about Mark Andrews with the emergence of Isaiah Likely. But Mark Andrews gets back in the paint, 3 catches for 66 yards and that touchdown. And so, kudos there. Then on the other side, Jaden Daniels throws for 269 yards, 2 touchdowns, doesn't throw an interception, only rushes for 22 yards in this game. Terry McLaurin has 53 yards, does have 2 touchdowns in this game. But other than that Ravens defense definitely problematic and worrisome for the Commanders in that offense all day long. They do what they have to do and get that done. So the Ravens looking, I'm not going to say unstoppable. I'm not going to go too far, but the Ravens looking damn impressive. And it's going to take a team, a premium team on both sides of the ball to really kind of stand in front of that juggernaut the way they look now. So we'll see how the season plays out. Moving on, the Chargers go to Denver, get a victory, 23-16. I'm trying to look and see if there's anything worth talking about in this one. Justin Herbert throws 230 yards and a touchdown. J.K. Dobbins, who started this season on absolute fire, was averaging 10 yards a carry through the first three into the third week of the season, which was crazy impressive. He has 96 yards and a touchdown in this one. I'm looking at the other side. Bo Nix those 200 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. I'm gonna move on, man. This could have been a toilet bowl. Like I said, nothing exciting in this game at all. But the Chargers do get this win and get back on the winning path. And let's see, if anybody else is gonna make any noise in this AFC West outside of Kansas City. It's looking like Kansas City's gonna have more or less be able to walk through this division. I don't have confidence in anybody. Well, we know what the Raiders are. Like I say, you sell the best player. You trade the best player on your team. Denver with a tough defense and a rookie. How far are they really going? And then Justin Herbert with this lackluster offense, no real passing weapons, and like I said, just doesn't look overly impressive or look overly threatening to the Kansas City Chiefs, who are, say what we want to say about them, 5-0, getting it done. So kudos there. Moving on. Pittsburgh, the good guys. Come on, man, those guys. Hold on, get my camera to focus in. What's going on with my camera? Focus right now. All right, you ain't gonna focus. All right, I see how it is. Them guys going on the road to Las Vegas, turning Las Vegas into Pittsburgh West and getting it done on the road, 32-13. Ugly day on offense, man. Especially in the passing game. Justin Fields didn't have a turnover hit the books. Only 145 passing yards, no passing touchdowns, no interceptions. Does rush 11 times for 59 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. But the star of this game for us offensively, Najee Harris. Najee Harris easily has his best game of the season. 14 carries, 106 yards, highlighted by a very impressive highlight style 36-yard touchdown up the left sideline. So very impressive day there. Defensively, TJ Watt's a problem, man. Anytime they ran the ball at TJ Watt, it was either a tackle for a loss or a turnover. And so dominating the edge, 2 forced fumbles in this game. One of those right there on the goal line, keeping the Raiders from making it a 1-score game at that time. And so dominant performance there. On the other side, man, the only highlight I guess I would say worth mentioning for the Raiders is Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers is super impressive, still as advertised. 9 catches, 71 yards in this game. So didn't have necessarily a monster day, but was the only thing they had going on offense. And so they got one there. They got one there. And so shout out to him. I don't know who done jumped in this thing. My dude said, shout out to the Steelers. You know what's going on? Then who in this thing? Rick said, go Niners. A Niners fan, huh? A Niners fan. Matter of fact, what did the Niners do? Wait, were the Niners on bye week this week? Yeah. Okay, yeah, Niners on bye week. I tell you what, Rick. Man, what you thinking, man? What's going on with C-Mac? Is C-Mac gonna play this year? Is C-Mac gonna play this year? Let me know, man. And I love me some C-Mac, man. That's the best in the business, man. That's the best. BITB, man. That's the best in the business. C-Mac. But is he even gonna play, man? He'd have been in Germany trying to get the Kobe treatment. They said initially it was just one of his Achilles that was having issues, and it was downplayed throughout nobody ever envisioned it'd be week 6 and he's yet to make a return. And I don't think there's a timeline in place for him to return. And so it really makes me wonder and worry a little bit if I'm a Niners fan like yourself, is our best player coming back? Because this is the thing about it. They still got all the other pieces on that team. And shout out to Jordan Mason because we've talked about it on the show for sure, man. Undrafted guy. He's in his 3rd year. He makes his first start. He finds out he's going to start like that Friday before that first game. You know what I mean? And then shows out. You know what I'm saying? I think he had like 150 yards. in his starting debut, an undrafted guy 3 years in. And so I definitely got a lot of respect for Jordan Mason for sure. But his rushing yardage, right? I think he's the second leading rusher in the league. Well, I think his last game, I think he only had like 78 yards or something. So I don't know where he's at in the rushing totals now. But going into last week, I know he was second in yardage for the league, only behind Derrick Henry. So you're still getting rushing production, but that team and offense ain't the same. Now, also, well, okay, let me back up a little bit. Y'all have had some injuries. Deebo Samuel's missed 2-3. I think he had 2 or 3 games. George Kittle did miss 2-3 games as well. Brandon Ayuk holds out all summer, and then it took him 4 weeks. You know what I'm saying? It took him 4 weeks to get warmed up. You know what I mean? You got Jawan Jennings, who showed up out of nowhere, had a huge splash day. Yeah, like 11 for $175. Like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And so now Debo's back. George Kittle's back. I think both of them have found the paint. Found the paint the last game. Ayuk is finally kind of starting to get back into his groove after missing so much time. But and here's another thing is what I want to say as well. Brock Purdy's playing good ball. Now the overall touchdowns and interceptions may not show it. Brock Purdy's balling, man. It's still, I know y'all still out there, man. It's still a lot of y'all Brock Purdy haters out there. Y'all need to get off it. Brock Purdy's playing damn good ball, man. Brock Purdy may be, all right, I'm trying to calm myself down before I go. I don't want to go too far off the reservation. But Brock Purdy is quickly turning into one of the more dangerous scramblers at the position. Now, I'm not saying he's not Lamar, he's not Josh Allen. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he's going to hit you for 80 yards or 2 touchdowns on any given Sunday. That's what I'm saying. Not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is when the pocket's collapsing and somebody's got him in his sights, he's making magic, bro. He's getting loose. You know what I'm saying? He's finding space and he's delivering darts. You know what I'm saying? And so, shout out to Brock Purdy, man. I'm curious to see what his contract looks like next year when he gets paid because he's finna get cashed out. Mr. Irrelevant is finna get smooth cashed out. You hear me? And I can't wait to see what those numbers are. Because, honestly, Trevor Lawrence just got 275? Better than Trevor. Tua, before he got a headache, before he got his head hurt, he got 255? Better than Tua. You know what I'm saying? Dak Prescott just got, 4 for 240, 60 a year? That's gonna be the target. I know for sure if you're Brock Purdy and his representation, because they're probably gonna argue like, well, I've been more successful than Dak. You know what I'm saying? If championship contention and postseason matters, I've been more successful than Dak. We've been to the Super Bowl with me. Dak getting $60 million a year, and they trying to make it. They ain't been to the NFC Championship. I've been to the Super Bowl, so I want to see what that contract looks like, man. I want to see how hard a line him and his representation push on his contract. Now, I don't expect them to hit that number, but I'm curious to see how close he gets. Because if I'm Brock Purdy, I'm not taking 20 cents less than Trevor Lawrence. Ain't no way in hell you're going to tell me Trevor Lawrence getting 5 for 275 and I'm getting anything under. Hell no. Hell no. No, sir. So I've got to be above Trevor. And like I said, we're going to negotiate from Dak. Y'all going to have to talk me off of Dak's number. That's what I'm saying. Y'all going to have to talk me off of Dak's number at $60 million. And here's another thing as well. He was Mr. Irrelevant, last pick in the draft. He ain't made no bread. Nothing. You know what? What's a game check for Jawan Jennings? I want to know what's a game check for Jawan Jennings and what's a game check for Brock Purdy, your starting quarterback who led y'all to a Super Bowl. That's what I want to know. So if I'm Brock Purdy, man, hell no. I need all mine, bro. I need that back pay. Y'all owe me back pay. I need all that. I can't wait for Brock Purdy to get paid. Hell yeah. I can't wait for Brock to get paid. Rick said he coming back later this year. Boy, you better hope so, boy. Hey, you better hope so. I hope he does. I love me some C-Mac, man. But you better hope so, dog. Because at first it was one Achilles. Now it's both. Now the problem is in both Achilles. And I guess that super secret Germany Kobe procedure, I don't know if it worked or not because they still don't even have a timeline on like when he would come back. So I hope you're right, but I don't know. And then, no, you're right. Yeah, Jordan Mason got hurt as well. Well, y'all on a bye week, or y'all just came off of? Is he out extended? I know he got hurt. I don't know how much time he's expected to miss. If this is going to be something that carries over for a couple weeks now, I didn't let me know. He said Brock is going to get 60 plus. I don't know, dog. I don't know if he's going to get more than 60. I don't know, man. Like what, 60, 61? 5 for 61 a year is what, 5 for 305? So you saying you think Brock gonna get something like 5 for 305? I don't know, dog. And we see how hard John Lynch in that front office negotiate as well. We see, you know what I'm saying, Debo look like a damn discount right now with the way these receiver contracts have exploded. But at the time when Debo was trying to get paid, we just seen what Brandon Ayuk went through, you know what I'm saying, to try to get paid. Only player they really just cashed out without any fuss was Christian McCaffrey. Cashed him on out without much problem. But the thing is, cashing out a running back is cashing out a backup quarterback. You know, he got like 18 mil. You know what I mean? 18 million is your receiver too. You know what I'm saying? Like, not if you Debo and Ayuk. You know, those are two high-level guys. But 18 million is a premium, is a top-flight receiver too. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's 18 million. So, yeah, you can get, I get that to Christian McCaffrey too. So, he got cashed out. But, man, they ain't broke nobody else off like that. And this is even going back to DeForest Buckner. Like, I don't know why they let DeForest Buckner go to the Colts and kept Eric Armstead. You know what I'm saying? I always thought Buckner was the better of them too, but they didn't want to pay DeForest Buckner to keep Eric Armstead. We see how that defensive tackle position, y'all still trying to fix that defensive tackle position. Matter of fact, y'all brought over Javon Hargrave from the Eagles, you know what I'm saying, cashed him out, but y'all still haven't replaced what y'all had in DeForest Buckner. Not at all. Javon Hargrave ain't felt that, like, that's still, I don't think y'all been as good at the tackle position since then. Y'all don't want to pay him. Y'all cashed out Nick Bosa. I give you that. On defense, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know, man. I don't know if they're gonna do it. Because also, you know what they're gonna say? Like, Brock, you're only that here. Look at the system. Look at all these things around you. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna have all of those narratives as well to drive his price down. And public perception is not gonna help him either, because the majority of the fans feel like that. Majority of casual NFL fans, you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't have much faith or belief in just Brock Purdy's talent. They just look at it like, man, it's a machine out there. You can plug and play just damn near anybody out there and be successful. So, like, that's the public perception. And it's probably only Niners fans. And then, like, you know, selector people like me who, like, look at him like, nah, he's playing ball. Like, yeah, he's in a system. Yeah, he's got weapons. All that's true. He's also balling, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's also balling. So, I don't know, man. I don't know if he's going to top 60. Okay, yeah, so he did. Okay, he got hurt Thursday game. Okay, yeah, okay. And then questionable when y'all get back. Mini bye week. My fault. I said full bye, not a full bye. Mini bye. That Thursday to next Sunday. You know what I mean? It's like a little mini bye week. So, yeah. And questionable against the Chiefs. Okay. Yeah, he going to play. Yeah, he gonna play. I think everybody on that Niners team, anytime you get a chance to play the Chiefs, you want that lick back. You want that lick back for sure. What Rick said the 49ers owner is on the record saying he's going to pay the market value for Brock. Really? Now, I don't know if that starts at 60, because market value doesn't mean top of the market. You know what I'm saying? Market value is is a range. You know what I mean? So if market value is like 40 to 60, like low side of a starting quarterback now, thanks to the punk ass Giants, thanks to the weak New York Giants giving Daniel Jones $40 million. So nobody who's a quality starter of any kind is going to take less than the $40 million that Daniel Jones got. So then if Daniel Jones is the floor, where's my hand at? If Daniel Jones is the floor, then Dak Prescott is the ceiling, because he's the new high at 60. So market value is 40 to 60. And if we do some quick math and average that out, the average between 40 and 60, the median number is 50. So 50 million. I'm not taking 50 if I'm Brock. Hell no. Trevor Lawrence getting 55. Trash bags. You know what I'm saying? So I think his range is between Trevor Lawrence and Dak. 55 to 60. I can't see them making him the highest paid player in the league. I can't see them topping Dak. Cause 5 for 305, dog. And how much of that they gonna have to guarantee? 230? You know what I'm saying? Man, I don't know, bro. I don't know, but he gonna get cashed out though. He said, "Nah, the tie he cuts checks, man." He's like, "Man, hey, boy, I'm glad you got some faith." I mean, I think y'all gonna get it done because I don't think Brock Purdy's no fool either. He was Mr. Irrelevant for a reason. You know what I'm saying? He went to Iowa State. You know what I mean? Not a football powerhouse. You know what I mean? And so now he probably, especially hindsight's always 2020. Hindsight's always 2010. Yeah, he probably shouldn't have been Mr. Irrelevant. But even knowing what we know about Brock Purdy right now, if we knew what Brock Purdy was or like where his ability could go right now, he wouldn't be a first round quarterback still. If they redid that same draft and we thought better of him, he still wouldn't be a guy to win the first round. Because his own just raw talent and ability, he's an average athlete. He's got an average arm. You know what I'm saying? Like he still has those same things. So if we still grade him as a prospect, he still wouldn't be a first round guy. You know what I mean? But he would be a third round guy instead of being Mr. Irrelevant, the very last guy in the draft. He'd probably be a guy in the third round. Kirk Cousins went the third round. I think he's comparable to how we looked at Kirk Cousins coming out of Michigan State. And Kirk Cousins went the third. So I think he still would be like in that, you know what I'm saying, that type of prospect. So I don't know, man. 60's a little rough. Jersey Cardinal, man, what's the word? He said just a little. Just a little what? Just a little what? Just a little bit. Talk to me. He said facts. Hey, you know what's going on, man? But that's the thing though. Like sometimes, like there's a perfect storm. We've seen this before when like a perfect storm. Sometimes the perfect player falls into the perfect situation. Like Tom Brady went in the 6th round, but he went to the perfect situation. And Tom Brady was the definition of system quarterback for the first 12 years of his career. For the first 12 years of his career, he wasn't as good. He wasn't Brock Purdy, or he was Brock Purdy. You know what I mean? So we've seen like sometimes it just falls into place like that. And here's another one as well that we don't talk about. No one wants to talk about. What if Patty Mahomes didn't fall? What if Patty Mahomes didn't fall into Andy Reid? What's to stop Patrick Mahomes from being like what we saw from Josh Allen? Very talented, strong arm, turning the ball over too much, or just any number of guys. Like what if Patrick Mahomes gets drafted by the Browns, the Lions, the Titans? You feel me? Like what if Patrick Mahomes doesn't fall into Andy Reid, his perfect situation? You know what I'm saying? So like he still got all the talent in the world, but I think Andy was the perfect person to craft and mold and get him in, whatever. But what I'm saying is that stuff does matter. So I'm not going to necessarily hold it against him, but I think when we start talking dollars and cents, we got to keep that in mind. Like, boy, on your own, boy, you ain't as pretty as you know what I'm saying? You ain't as pretty of a prospect now on your own. Jersey Cardinal, man, what's going on? He said, put Brock on any other team. Is you saying the same thing? That's a good question. And so here's the thing. I think there's other teams that he could be very successful on, but maybe he can't necessarily go anywhere and be a guy, but there's still a handful of places he can go and be a stud. San Francisco, Miami, you know what I'm saying? Like what Miami ask of Tua, quick processing, getting the ball out on time, good ball placement for the most part. I think he'd be better in Miami than Tua because I think he's more accurate. I think he's more consistently accurate. You know what I'm saying? And I think neither of their arms are strong. Neither of their arms are strong. I ain't gonna say he got a better arm, but San Francisco, Miami, that Houston offense. Now all these people came from Shanahan, so there's several teams. A quarter of the league runs some version of Shanahan's offense. So he can go other places and still ball. Now, do those places have Shanahan himself, for one, and the weapons? George Kittle, Debo Samuels, Brandon Ayuk, Christian McCaffrey, shit, Trent Williams at left tackle. Everywhere else ain't going to have those pieces around him, but there are places that has that system in place that he can be successful. For sure. For sure. Yeah. Now, there's good 8 teams that Brock Purdy could go and be a stud. I'm convinced. Or he can go and he could be a real player at about 8 teams in this league for sure. Now, he's not a guy like a Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen. Let's say Patrick Mahomes, and I would say I'm willing to say Joe Burrow. I think we're all comfortable saying those are the top 4 guys. Those are the tier 1 guys in this league. Those guys, I think we drop those guys anywhere, and as long as they healthy and have somebody with a pulse, they can make some stuff happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think those that's that group right there. He's not one of those guys. We can't just drop him off anywhere and tell you, man, go get a bucket. It's not like that. But the thing about that is, there's not a lot of those guys, period. Jared Goff ain't like that. Shit, Matt Stafford ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? Well, not right. Oh, no, let me take it back. Matt Stafford was. All right, I'm getting off base. But to answer to respond to what you said right here, I do think there's other places that he can be successful, because we got to remember, half the league is trying to run Shanahan's offense anyway. So I do think there's places he could be successful for sure. Hey, Jersey Cardinal, bro, you got to holler at me, dog. Where you from, man? Where you from and what's your team? Where you from and what's your team, man? Hey, man, I know that ain't my dog, man. Brother Red in the building. What's going on, man? He said, look what the Browns did with Baker Mayfield. Wonder if they wish they had him over. Man, hell yeah, you know they want him over to shine. Come on, man. You know they do. And matter of fact, bro, like this whole Deshaun Watson situation is the karma of Baker Mayfield, dog. Baker Mayfield took that weak ass Browns team, got them their first winning record in like a decade. They made the playoffs for like the first time in a decade. And honestly, and they got a playoff win. They beat my Steelers in the playoffs that year. When's the last time the Browns had a playoff win? You know what I'm saying? In 20 years. And then this is why I'm always in favor of the players getting paid regardless. You know what I'm saying? Because the team don't give that loyalty they try to demand, bro. Baker Mayfield cost himself that second contract in Cleveland. You know what I'm saying? The going rate for a contract at that time was, let's say if it was going to be $30 million a year, what was that number back then? This is like 4 years ago now. Let's say it was like $150 million contract, like $30 million a year, something like that. He plays hurt. He tore his throwing shoulder that year. He played all year with a torn throwing shoulder, trying to be tough for the team. Like, man, nah, man, hey, this my team, man. I'm riding. I'm rocking. I got it. Plays terrible. But what you want to do? His shit torn up. The arm I throw with. And then you go and go get Deshaun off his cap. Deshaun hadn't played ball in 2 years. And then you cash him out the way you do, $240 guaranteed. Come on, man. Hell no. And now look, they scared to bench Deshaun now. They scared to bench Deshaun now. No, Brother Ray, that's why I slowed down, because I was saying, like, Matt Stafford, I was a Matt Stafford defender for them years with the Lions. But I'm saying, like, right now he's older. You know what I'm saying? It's not the same guy. You know what I'm saying? He's not in his prime. He doesn't have that same athleticism. Matt Stafford used to be able to boogie a little bit. Like, he wasn't a scrambler, but he was a guy that could almost like more similar to like a Big Ben, man. He can stay back by himself 6 seconds in the pocket and then let a 70-yard rocket go. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not that guy no more. You know what I'm saying? He's a little older. You know what I mean? He ain't got the same amount of juice. He still got a gun, but he ain't got the same amount of juice, man. He ain't got the same amount of juice. But that's why I was like, it's not fair to say that now about Stafford, because, like, say Stafford got what, 2 more seasons in him? Stafford maybe got 2 more seasons in him. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it wasn't fair. I wasn't gonna say that, but hey, man, D-Dot, man, what's the word, man? You know, big nation business, man. The nation in the business, man. What's going on in the building? Yeah, man. You know we had to do what we had to do. Oh, while you in here, you know what I'm saying, my Steelers brethren, how you feel, bro? Look like Russ gonna start. You know what I'm saying? Russ is in position to come back and finally make his first start of the season against the Jets, Sunday Night Football. Let me know what you think. or any of y'all, if y'all got an opinion on it, let me know what you think for sure. But nah, here's another thing too, Brother Red. Man, you got to bench Watson, dog. You got to bench Watson. Because this is the thing. Not benching him doesn't save you any of that money. Like, the money's already spent. The money's already spent, bruh. So what are we still doing? Like, nah, man, we got to pay him. We got to pay him because we're paying him. You paying him anyway. If he plays or not, he's getting paid anyway. It's terrible. You know what I'm saying? Sit his ass down, man. Free Jameis. Free Jameis. Let Jameis rock, man. That's what I'm saying. Sis in the building, what's happening? Jersey Cardinal, what's going on? Oh, okay, now your name makes sense. He's from Jersey, but he live in Arizona now. Okay, Jersey Cardinal. Okay, I dig it. So you're not like a Jets or a Giants fan? You know what I'm saying? You're not a Jets or a Giants fan? I can't blame you. I wouldn't want to cheer for neither one of them either. But you cheer for the Cardinals. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, yeah, you live in Arizona. You know what I'm saying? You probably been out there for a while. You didn't, you know what I'm saying? Okay, I can see that. I'm not gonna lie, man. I like Kyler Murray. I'm just something's missing from. Well, no, y'all need a lot. Y'all need a lot on that team. I ain't gonna say that. I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is gonna be what y'all want him to be, especially like, you know, as he gets older and him and Kyler, you know, gain more consistency. But when they own, like when they got it going, boy, they look damn good, boy. They look damn good. Yeah, the Browns are gonna Browns, bro. The Browns are gonna Brown. I'm not surprised in how this turned out at all. D-Dot say we're gonna see how it go. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I think it's time, bro. It's time, man. I think Fields, and here's the thing. People are really like forcing the narrative that Russell Wilson starting means that Justin Fields is done in Pittsburgh. No, he wasn't supposed to even play this year. It was an injury. Russell Wilson got downgraded. Justin Fields wasn't named the starter until that Friday. He wasn't supposed to play yet. He was there he was going to back up Russ this year regardless. So now that he's backing up Russ, which he was brought in to do for this season at the least, like, nah, if we want him back, we can bring him back. Like, it's no, now it's gone. What has he done? Like, are people saying that his market is going to be so that now he's going to have crazy suitors? Do they remember that we got him from the bottom of the bargain rack? Didn't nobody want him. We got him for a conditional 6. Come on, man. Like, I hate, like, let's not change the narrative. Everybody who's like campaigning and cheering for Justin Fields, and I'm saying I'm a fan of Justin Fields, and I do, you know what I'm saying? I do want him to be, I think we can have a future with Justin. Like, I want to see what Justin Fields could do if we give him like these next 3 years. He's young, super athletic, and he flashed like all the flash. We know what the highs can look like when he's playing well. Like, is there a way for us to give him consistency and allow him to really develop and have a chance to, you know what I'm saying, put all those pieces together? I still want to take that chance on Justin Fields, but not at the expense of this year. He ain't playing good enough ball, man. And I'm tired of hearing most of these Steelers fans bail out how bad he is. The pass game is like, man, he's running. Look at all these touchdowns. Man, look, I don't want to hear that shit, man. I don't want to hear that. If the best thing about my quarterback is his rushing touchdowns, then I got a problem with my quarterback, man. Okay? Period. If the first thing I tell you about my star receiver is is his blocking, the best thing he does is block, and he's my number one receiver, I need a new number one receiver. Don't tell me that the best thing about Justin Fields' game is his red zone rushing ability. Fuck, ain't matter when he's the starting quarterback. Come on, man. He's not the third down back. He's not the third down running back. He's the starting quarterback. The best thing he does shouldn't be red zone rushing ability. Come on, dog. Yeah, man. Put Russ ass in there. Until otherwise. I'm ready for it, dog. Brother Red, man, hold on, what he say? I'm behind on these Becker comments. My bad, dog. Playing just about any sense how many QBs come straight off the plane. Now, hey, that Rams victory when he got that, when he showed up on like Thursday with a playbook on the plane, got off the plane, started, and don't forget, Brother Red, they won that game in overtime. That game went to overtime. He had an 80-yard touchdown drive to win that game. You know what I'm saying? That was crazy. He said Watson needed a full year, though. Shit, he had it. He'd have had a full 2 years. He'd have had a full 2 years, bro. I know you. Jersey, come on, dog. Talk to me, man. I know you not saying that Deshaun Watson still deserves more time. Hell no. Hell no. No, sir. Hell no. Pull that. That plug should have been pulled. That plug should have been pulled. Hell no, bro. You wildin', dog. Hell no. Brother Red knows what's going on. Hey, free Jameis, dog. Oh, he said he moved to Arizona for the Cardinals. You know what? Some people might call you crazy. I'm not one of them people, bruh. I'm not one of them people. I can't promise you that I wouldn't move to Pittsburgh for the Steelers. I can't promise y'all that. I ain't gonna lie to y'all or myself. So I dig it. I dig it, man. I ain't mad at it at all. Hey, somebody salute Jersey Cardinal, man. Somebody salute Jersey Cardinal. You my type of crazy, bro. Yeah, because I'm not gonna lie to y'all and say I wouldn't consider moving to Pittsburgh for the Steelers. Shit, I might. Shit, who hiring in Pittsburgh? I don't know. I ain't mad at you. Oh man, you said he just got there too. He's still fresh. Okay, what part of Phoenix? Or excuse me, what part of Arizona? I was gonna say, is it Phoenix or Scottsdale? If them the only two places to live in Arizona, Phoenix or Scottsdale. And I hope it's Phoenix. I hope it's Phoenix. I hear Phoenix is cracking though. I do. I hear Phoenix is actually cracking. Said he good. Everybody just injured. Did I feel me? Yeah, man. Like, come on, dog. We can't. The little bit of good hasn't been the amount of good hasn't been enough to cover up the terrible. Because there's been some damn terrible on film, bro. And like he hasn't thrown any interception. No, he's only got one interception. He's got one interception officially. Bro, he threw 3 interceptions in that Cowboys game. One of them got called back for a penalty. That was actually a weak penalty. One of them, the guy dropped, and it was a red zone interception that was dropped. Like, dog. And he had like a late Hail Mary. You know, now that one, I'm not necessarily mad at those because it's the end of the game. We just chunking one. But it is what it is. That was a dropped interception. What? That's 3. You know what I'm saying? That was 3. So if some of these interceptions that haven't hit the stat sheet, if those are caught, because interception is one of those things where it sometimes it's hit or miss like that. You know what I'm saying? So like he's only got 1 interception officially. He could have 6. He could have 6 interceptions. That's to go with the 5 fumbles. The fuck is wrong with him snapping the ball? He's got 5 fumbles off of snaps. Come on, dog. That's 11 turnovers that he should have. I'm just saying. But to say all that, like he has, you know what I'm saying, stepped up in some moments and made some plays, but man, it ain't enough to tell me that I don't want the veteran dependability of Russell Wilson. Well, y'all tripping. Oh, he said the Browns need a full year back with Watson. Boy, you optimistic, bro. Boy, you optimistic. I'm telling you. He said Justin Fields is outside. You mean outside as in he out there in these streets getting to it? City boy activities? Let me know. Exactly, D-Dot. Like, why still would he not want to stay here? For one, you know, we the only people, we the what? One of the only places that had real faith in you? Where you want to go? You want to go to Oakland? Be a part of that shit show? You want to go to Cleveland? Huh, Justin Fields? Where you want to go, bro? Man, sit your ass down, man. Sit your ass down, chill, and take this time to really put it together, dog. And listen, man, and look. Take this time to sit down and bounce and come back stronger and better than ever, bro. That's what you need to do. Say Justin Fields can't read defenses and not showing the ability to prove in this area. Nah, I ain't gonna say Terrell Pryor 2.0. I'm not gonna. He's better than Terrell Pryor. And here's the thing. I think. Now here's the thing too, brother. He has made improvements. You know what I'm saying? He has made improvements in that area as far as reading defenses. But the thing is, like, I mean, he could still be confused. You know what I'm saying? But what it is he's 5 years into the league, but he's only, as far as like quarterback mentality, we gotta remember, In the 4 years he was in Chicago, he had what, 3 head coaches and 4 offensive coordinators? So like all those things matter. Like he hasn't necessarily been developed or groomed in a way that's most conducive to him being the player that he can be. Like Jalen Hurts has that problem. You know what I'm saying? Like instability at the coach position, instability at the offensive coordinator position. The scheme is changing every 15 months. You know what I'm saying? And these are young guys. It's one thing to be a veteran and you kind of, you know, already took a couple licks. You got a couple stars. You got a couple wounds. And so now, you know, these transitions are better. The perfect example of that, look what's going on with Sam Darnold. What we say about Sam Darnold 6 weeks ago? Bum. Scrub. Look at him. He's playing top 10 ball in the league too. We said the same thing about Geno Smith. Geno Smith was invisible for about 7 years until Russ went to Denver. He beat out Drew Luck and balled. Got himself $30 million. We said the same thing about Baker Mayfield. We just talking about him. So like being like getting that experience and being able to like mature in the position, that stuff's valuable. Guys like Jalen Hurts, guys like Justin Fields, like these are guys that just haven't had the opportunity to mature in the position. So that's why I don't want to go too hard on him. Because Terrell Pryor, I don't think Terrell Pryor just had the chops at all. You know what I'm saying? He was an athlete. Or he was just an athlete. Or no, I don't want to disrespect him. Shout out to you, Ohio State. You know what I'm saying? Buckeyes. I ain't gonna disrespect your homeboy. But yeah, I don't think it's that bad. He said, yeah, just got your running back. Oh, the Browns, yeah. Man, I love some Nick Chubb, man. I love some Nick Chubb. Nick Chubb was my favorite back in the league for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And not that he's not, but like him and Chris McCaffrey have been my 2 favorite backs in the league for probably the last 5 years. For sure. And so I did see that he's slated to finally return. I hate that in matter of fact, he got hurt against my Steelers. I think Minkah Fitzpatrick hit him in the goal line, like went low on him. And I don't care what you say. I'm not going chest to chest with Nick Chubb. I'm hitting his ass low too. I don't care what you say. It's unfortunate he got hurt though, man. But I'm a big Nick Chubb fan for sure. Okay, he is in Phoenix, right next to Glendale Stadium. Okay. So you gotta be able to run the ball to open up the pass and give Watson a chance. Man, look, man. He's been in that backfield with Chubb. And I tell you, and this thing about it, Jersey. What was Joe Flacco's excuse then? Because they went and got Joe Flacco off his couch. He wasn't there in the offseason. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't there in 2 days. He ain't been in no meetings. They went and got 40-year-old Joe Flacco off his couch, and for 6 games, you'd have thought he was MVP Joe. He was Super Bowl Joe for 6 weeks. He got that off his couch, bro. So hell no, it can be done. You know what I'm saying? Like that team and that talent, Joe Flacco put up damn near 2,000 yards in like 6 games with the Browns off his couch. Not even that he was there the whole year practicing and learning the playbook and was already in that building and learned the scheme. No, none of that. He was chilling. Probably had a cold one in his hand. Kick back. Phone rang. Cleveland? I don't know nobody in Cleveland. What's happening? Kevin Stefanski? Can I come start for the Browns tomorrow? Shit, I ain't doing nothing yet. What's happening? Showed up and threw for 300 yards. 3 touchdowns. Come on, man. Hell no. Watson ain't getting no slack, bro. Hell no. No. 30, 40-year-old Joe Flacco can do it off his couch. Sean Watson can do it. Hell no. That's good conversation, though, man. I ain't mad at you. Jersey Cardinal. That boy said he went from Jersey to Arizona. I ain't gonna lie, man. I mean, not to knock or disrespect Jersey, but you know, I don't know if Jersey got too much going on for itself, man. What's Jersey got going on besides being next to New York? Respectfully, I don't know. Let me know, man. Is Jersey cracking? Jersey popping? It might be. I feel like every now and again I bump into somebody from Jersey and they not necessarily proud to be from Jersey. You know, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I just ain't met the right ones. Matter of fact, what was next? Man, I done lost my... Where was we at? I have no idea where we was at. I think we talked about... Oh, no. D-Dot was here. We talked about my Steelers. real quick, man. I'm gonna speed it up so we can get on out here, man. Detroit on the road at Dallas. Detroit put them paws on Dallas, 47-9 in Dallas. In Dallas. This is what the second or third time that Dallas has been 40 balled at the crib. It's only week 6. Damn near 50 balled. Damn near 50 balled at the crib. Come on, man. Come on, man. Detroit out there punching on Dallas and ain't nobody say nothing. Y'all just watched it happen. Y'all just watched it happen, man. So I think I talked about this game a little bit earlier with the Aiden Hutchinson news, but Goff goes for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. The running game was in full effect. Montgomery goes for 80 yards and 2 touchdowns in this game. Jameson Williams was out there torturing Trayvon Diggs. Luckily, he only had 3 catches, but 76 yards in the touchdown, went like a 40-yard touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown has a touchdown. Sam Laporte has a touchdown. So all the stars did what the stars were supposed to do in that game. But like I said, the biggest news for that game, man, outside of Dallas getting smooth dogged out, is Aiden Hutchinson, man. Did y'all see the image or like the clip of Aiden Hutchinson's broken leg? Like, God, dog, man. Hey, brother, man, you a fool, man. So all the bosses live in Jersey. Man, they ain't in Florida? I thought the gangsters get old and move to Florida, man. The gangsters get old and move to Boca, don't they? I don't know. I know. I work without telling y'all too much of my business. I work in insurance. I know Jersey. I know they like one of the league. Damn. I know they one of like the national leaders in like stolen cars. I can tell you that much. Man, you know what, man? I did just have some like weird thing or weird like stuff at work about New Jersey. At Jersey, if you still here, tell me if this is true. Apparently, it's illegal to pump your own gas in Jersey. Is that real? I was just told this. That, yeah, like you can get a fine or the gas station to get fined if they get caught. But apparently, it's illegal to pump your own gas in Jersey. Like you go to Jersey, like the gas station attendants have to pump everybody's gas. Is this true? Let me know. That's wild. That's crazy. But moving on, man. Who's next? Let's see. Atlanta, Kirk Coach Chains and them boys. The Falcons go on the road to Carolina, get that done, 38-20. Pretty, essentially a Peter roll. Let me see if anything worth talking about in that game. Rushing attack was big in that one. Tyler Algier goes 18 for 105 and a touchdown. Bijan goes 95 yards and 2 touchdowns in this game as well. Now, here's the thing I'll say about this game before we move on. Is Carolina. I agreed at the time with, go ahead, sit Bryce Young down, put Andy Dalton in there, you know what I mean, see what you could do. And it worked that week. And we expected them to play well. But they went to Las Vegas and put it on Las Vegas. Andy Dalton, Red Rifle, you know what I'm saying? 300 yards, 3 touchdowns in that game. They first win of the year. Well, that steam and momentum is worn off. I'm not going to say they just as bad now as they was before they made the change. But now, you know, everything came back down. The cream rises to the top. Everything else balances back out as well. So, yeah, y'all sparked. Now y'all coming back to who y'all was, a bottom of the league team. And so now that Andy's not necessarily giving y'all the boost or the jump that y'all needed at the time, it might be time to go ahead and put the young fella back in, man. He's had these last like 3 weeks. Was it been 3? Is it 3 or 4 weeks now? Let's say, 3-4 weeks to kind of get out of the starting lineup, obviously. Now, I hope this is the case, and I don't know if this is the case, because David Canales, the coach for the Cardinals, he came from the Buccaneers, he don't have no ties to Bryce Young. But I wonder if, or I hope that maybe behind the scenes, like, hey, man, let's sit you down. Let's work with you. You know, let's work with you behind the scenes. You don't have to worry about starting. We don't want you to start. We don't want you to play. We want you to really like dive into the things that you're doing wrong, what we need you to do. I hope behind the scenes they use that time to kind of maybe give him a reset. And now maybe it's time to go ahead and put him back out there and see what you got. Because now at this point, you know, Andy Dalton is hit the difference that he's in these games is negligible. You know what I mean? At this point, at the end of the day, like I said, y'all won that first one. Now you done lost 3 in a row, and I don't think they were particularly competitive. You know what I'm saying? Atlanta doubled you up at the crib, so if you still gonna get doubled up at the crib, you still gonna get Peter rolled at the crib. Bryce Young might as well be playing now. You know what I'm saying? So let's see. I wonder if that's even in the realm of possibility down there. Sunday night, man, the Bengals go on the road, play the Giants, get out of there with a victory. Let's see if there's anything worth talking about here. Yeah, you know what? Joe Burrow had a highlight run, man. Joe Burrow broke them boys off about 50 yards in this game, man. Joe Burrow broke them boys off about 50 yards on the ground in this one for his only touchdown today. Didn't throw a touchdown. Then, yeah, relatively quiet day for Jamar Chase and T. Higgins as well. That Giants defense has been playing good ball, though. They have been playing good ball. I'm not going to talk about Daniel Jones other than reminding everybody that the Giants gave him $40 million for no freaking reason. So, shout out to the Mara family and the Giants. Monday night. Now, this is what we need to talk about. Look, we need to talk a little bit about this one. Buffalo goes to New York. Well, Buffalo goes to New York. Buffalo's the only team in New York. Here's the thing about it. There's 3 teams in New York, and Buffalo's the last one that we think about when we say New York football. And they the only team that plays in New York. The Giants and the Jets play in Jersey. You know what I'm saying? The Giants and the Jets play in Jersey. They ain't playing in New York. Buffalo's the only team that operates out of New York. You know what I mean? But whatever. So Buffalo's on the road against the New York Jets in New Jersey. You know what I mean? And this was a decent game to watch, entertaining game, 23-20. Missed opportunities for both sides. The kicking was terrible in this game. The Jets missed 2 field goals. They make both those field, and these are relatively speaking, chip shots. And I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I've said it before. You know what I'm saying? It's a couple new faces here, so y'all might not have heard me say this before. So I'm gonna say it again. As a professional kicker in the NFL, I think anything 50 and under got to be automatic, dog. Hell no. Anything automatic got to be under. Anything under 50 got to be automatic. There's no sympathy. I don't have any sympathy for a guy that can't hit a 41-yard field goal, man. Period. I can't do it. You know what? I don't have to. It's not my job. Tom Brady can't miss a 5-yard swing route. Ever. Unless I hit his arm or somebody's tackling him, I'm falling down. But if Tom Brady drops back and there's a 5-yard out, he's got to hit it 100 times out of 100 times. And you know what? Because he's Tom Brady, he's going to hit it 100 times out of 100 times. Barring some outside thing. So when you a kicker, 50 and under, those got to be automatic. A guy missing a 26-yarder and a 41-yarder at home without crazy wind, crazy snow, crazy sideways rain. Now, those are things we can talk about. You know what I mean? You trying to kick in the mud, there's no footing. Those are things we can talk about. Don't tell me you at the crib with docile weather conditions and we doinking 30-yard field goals. Hell no, Greg Zuerlein. Hell no. You know, he doinked 2 of them at the crib. 40 yards or less. Come on, man. And then the Bills kicker, he missed the extra point and a field goal himself. You know what I'm saying? So, like, both these kickers could have cost both these teams the game. You know what I mean? But biggest point in this game for sure, the roughing the passer call on Aaron Rodgers. If y'all seen the game, do y'all have any thoughts about it? And so, definitely a weak ass call, man. It's frustrating, especially if you're a guy who loves defense, or like a guy like me. Like, I played defense when I played ball, so of course I'm always gonna be a little biased. But man, I'll tell you, some of this shit, it's blatantly one-sided, man, with these type of calls. That was horrendous. That was horrible, man. Oh man, hold on, brother Red. Hold on, man. Hold on, dog. This is harsh. Garbage pick, noodle arm, no wheels, 5 feet tall. That's too harsh, man. The film was good film. I ain't gonna lie to you. I like hit the film. Film was better than CJ Stroud's film, man. College for college, it was. He had Bryce Young's film. He had supreme anticipation, dog. Supreme anticipation. Tremendous pocket mobility. You know what I'm saying? Now, his arm is his arm. But everybody doesn't have to have a rocket arm to be successful. Joe Burrow doesn't have a lead arm, dog. Peyton Manning didn't have a lead arm. Now, these are guys at the top. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Kirk Cousins doesn't have a lead arm. Jared Goff doesn't have an elite arm. So you can be Brock Purdy. We just talking about Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy doesn't have an elite arm. So you can be very successful with an average arm. You know what I mean? Drew Brees. Drew Brees didn't have a great arm. Phillip Rivers' arm wasn't, he had that weird funky throwing angle, but it wasn't an overly strong arm at all, though. You know what I'm saying? Phillip Rivers. So you don't necessarily have to have a Top Gun Josh Allen 80-yard rocket launcher. You don't have to have that to be successful. You know what I'm saying? But, and that's the thing too, like, no wheels, but he had bruh, does Patty got wheels? Patty is the slowest, most unathletic looking quarterback that you've ever seen run for 30 yards in your life. They can't tackle him. I don't know what it is. So that's a little too harsh, dog. That's a little too harsh. He had damn good film, bruh. And he had damn good film at Bama, at the top of college football, the best competition that anybody's going to face, and he tore boys apart. So I can't go there with you as far as it being a trash pick. Now, it necessarily wasn't my necessary cup of tea because the boy is 5'8" with heels on. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with you there. It's hard to get talked to a 5'8", 180-pound quarterback, dog. It is. Even with his film. So I'm with you there, but I can't say it was a garbage pick. Hell no, man. I can't go that far. That boy had damn good film, dog. D-Dot in the building, man. Oh yeah. No, and that's a fair point too. The holder as well. Yeah, no, you show right. It has been hella blocked field goals this year. That's a fair point as well. Yeah, you're right. And the holder's one of those guys, like the holder's normally the punter on most teams. I was about to say, like, who's the holder? Or like how do you, like, how much does a holder get paid? But now he's normally the punter. Normally the punter doubles as a holder for the field goal kicker. But the long snapper though, shit, he getting league minimum, boy. He living good, boy. Shit. I run down on kickoffs and snap for $970 a year. I think $970 is the league minimum. Shit. Must not have watched the LSU tape. These were the game for him playing. But here's the thing though, bro. Like, we can't pick that one game over 20 others. You know what I mean? We can't pick spots because if we're gonna say that, we cannot. There's a lot of CJ Stroud games we could not. Like CJ Stroud, he had that one Georgia game where it's like, dog, where this been for 3 years? So you know what I'm saying? We if we pick just one game, then we can one game anybody to death. You know what I'm saying? So that's not a fair critique either. You know what I'm saying? Like, boy's gonna have a rough day, a rough outing, but on the whole, he had damn good film, bro. He really did. Ooh. I wasn't a big Leinart fan. I wasn't a big USC fan. Like, I liked Reggie. I liked their defense. You know what I'm saying? For sure. I remember who was the middle linebacker they had, man, for the USC at that time? I really liked them. Was that Keith Rivers? It was Keith Rivers and Brian Cushing and Clay Matthews and who's that safety they had too? That big ass safety. Yeah, I used to like. Man. You know, hey, come on, brother Red. You know I know, big dog. Come on, man. You know I know. Yeah, Brian Cushing, Keith Rivers, Clay Matthews. I'm trying to think of that safety they had. Taylor Mays. Yeah, boom. You just beat me to Taylor Mays. Yeah. Nah, yeah, I'm hip, bro. That defense was nasty. But yeah, I never was a fan of Leinart though. I was never really a fan of Leinart myself, or Carson Palmer for that matter. Now I was younger when Carson Palmer was there, but I wasn't really a fan though. I wasn't really fooling with them. But nah, I would think, nah, man, Bryce Young is a better prospect than Matt Leinart for sure. If Bryce Young was 6'1", you know what I'm saying? Like, if Bryce Young is 6'1", you would legitimately have said this is going to be Drew Brees 2.0. Except he's probably more athletic. If he was 6'1", he'd be a more athletic Drew Brees. But unfortunately, shit, he's 5'8". Yeah. And you know what? This was crazy. So Pete Carroll, if you remember back then, Taylor Mays was going to come out after his junior year. You know what I'm saying? Was projected to be like a top 8, top 10 guy at safety. He was just a freak. 6'3", like 220, ran 4.3, all of that. Pete Carroll talks him into coming back for that senior year. Then after that next year, they lose to Texas, Reggie Bush and all that stuff starts cracking. Pete Carroll's getting suspended by the NCAA, so he leaves and goes to Seattle. Then in the first round, they're looking to draft a safety. Instead of drafting Taylor Mays, he drafts Earl Thomas. That's crazy. That's crazy. And then Taylor Mays had a down senior year. And so I think if he was projected to go, let's say top 10 his junior year, I'm trying to remember where he got drafted at. Did he go in the first round? Now I can't remember if he even made it to the first. He may have fell out the first, dog. And he was considered the guy that was going to be a lock, so to say. You know, we'll never know, but a lock his junior year to go top 10. I think he came back. He's using Pete Carroll's recommendation or asking him to come back and run it back as the reason why he didn't. And then he didn't. Okay, nope. So yeah, fell out the first. And then not only did you fall out the first, your coach, homeboy that you gave up, that cost him $30 million. If he goes in the first round as a junior, that's $30 million just off that guaranteed rookie contract. Even if he don't play after that rookie contract is guaranteed for 4 years. Maybe it wouldn't have been 30 back then. Let's say if it was like $22 million. That cost him $20 million. And then I come back, I fall off or whatever the case, I don't have the same juice I had. And then now you need a safety and you don't even grab me, dog. That's crazy. That's crazy. He said he was supposed to be the next thumper guy like Roy Williams. Now, Roy wasn't the athlete he was. If anything, I think guys were comparing him, were trying to say maybe he was going to be the next Sean Taylor. He was getting Sean Taylor talk. You got to remember, Sean Taylor was a freak athlete. Sean Taylor ran 4.4 at 6'4", 230. 6'3", 230. Taylor Mays was like 6'3", 220 and ran 4.4. 42-inch vertical. 6% body fat. Crazy. Roy Williams was a thumper at Oklahoma, but he wasn't a freak athlete. He wasn't a freak athlete at all, though. But yeah, but I feel you, though. I feel where you're going. Matter of fact, did we even talk about Davante? Man, real quick, man, before we call it, man, did we talk about Davante Adams getting traded to the Jets? If y'all got any thoughts on it, man, let me know. And this one's things where it wasn't a secret. That's where he wanted to go. You know what I mean? I didn't think that was the best choice. Like I think Amari Cooper went to the Bills, and if I was Davante, if I was in Davante's corner, I'd be like, yeah, man, hey, Raj, your dog, boom, 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 man, take your ass to Buffalo. I feel much better about Buffalo's chance to make a Super Bowl run than I do the Jets. I ain't gonna lie. Said nobody be the next Sean Taylor. I mean, and that's the thing too. You know what I'm saying? God bless the dead. You know what I mean? And he was special for sure, man. He was special for sure. But you know, like at the time, like that was the next guy that we seen like that big, that fast, that explosive. You know what I'm saying? Like he was the next guy that we had seen like hit those measurables. Maybe Sean Taylor didn't run 4.4. I gotta think about that. Maybe he was. I don't know if he ran 4.4 officially. I'm trying to think. Maybe he ran maybe it was a high 4.4 or like a 4.51. Maybe it's somewhere between 4.47, 4.51, something like that. Don't matter. He was 6'3", 230. Crazy ball skills. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he was definitely special, man. He was definitely special. But man, you know what, man? Well, it's 8:45. We almost 2 hours in. I think it's probably a good place to call it, man. Unless y'all got something else y'all want to drop on me in the chat, y'all better drop it on me right now, man. Or if not, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Oh, before we do that, but I'd be remiss if I didn't at least mention we got football tomorrow night. Denver on the road at New Orleans. I'm taking Denver in that one. I'm going 2017. I think it's going to be an ugly defensive game. We've got 2 rookie quarterbacks. Now, Bo Nix has got 7 games. This will be his 7th game. So he's got definitely got tons of experience. But but Spencer Rattler going to make his 2nd career start and does it against a stingy Denver defense, highlighted, of course, by their secondary with Patrick Surtain. And then here's the thing for New Orleans as well. Their receiver room's beat up. I think Chris Olave and Raheem Shaheed are both. I don't think either one of them is expected to play tomorrow. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think either of them are expected to play tomorrow. I don't know if anybody knows who's wide receiver 3 for the Saints. Shit, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. So so you're without your 2 top receivers, and then you still got a secondary over there with Patrick Surtain anyway. And so that's gonna be an ugly day. I'm not gonna lie. 17 points might be a little rough. Maybe I should make that 20-13. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, man. But I'm taking Denver on the road to get that done. But I don't expect. I expect that to be a ugly game, or maybe just a game that just I don't expect to be overly entertained in watching that game. That's what I should say. When you say Cooper T, you got big Giants, big man. It is, dog, and I can't believe how like Amari Cooper has been kind of like the forgotten guy in all this Davante Adams talk. Like, bro, Amari Cooper been available probably for longer than Davante was. I don't understand how and he's not old. Amari Cooper, it feels like Amari is old as hell. That's the problem. But Amari came into the league at 20. He was 20 when he got drafted by the Raiders. You know what I'm saying? And he's played for 3 or 4 teams now. It feels like he's Davante's age. Davante's 33. Bro, Amari Cooper just turned 30. Amari Cooper's 30. Or maybe he's going to turn 31 this year. He's 2 or 3 years younger than Davante Adams, dog. One of the best route runners in the league. Now, one thing I will say, Brother Red, his hands, I don't know if I call them great. Because he had an issue with inconsistency catching the ball, definitely in Oakland. And then at times, he also just would disappear in big moments when he was in Dallas. And that's why they got him out of Dallas. Because there were times where they started pulling him out in the fourth quarter of games his last year in Dallas. Y'all remember that? Like, Amari Cooper would not be on the field on the final 2-minute drill to go win the game. Amari's off the field. Like, it got, I don't know, man, it got a little dicey. But terrific route runner. And he does have really good hands, but at times they be a little inconsistent. Matter of fact, he had an ugly drop pass that got intercepted. What is that? 2 weeks ago? Deshaun Watson, I know we was bagging hard on Deshaun Watson this earlier in the show. Deshaun Watson hit him right on the chest on I don't know if it was a skinny post or a quick slant, and bounced off his chest, and it's an interception on the first play of the game for the Browns. That's when the Browns played the Giants, I want to say. Was it the Giants or whoever it was? It was literally, I want to say, the first or second play of the game. A pass bounced off his chest, chest, into the defender's arms. So yeah, he still does have a little inconsistency in his hands. But shit, I wanted him for my Steelers. I knew we didn't have a chance to get him in the division from the Browns. But shit, I'd love to have him. Hell yeah. And his contract's way affordable. Yeah, he's been solid. Man, Black. Man, what's the word? Man, Black gonna pull up when we winding down. Ask me if I know who Lamar Jackson is. What's Lamar got to do with? Man, I already gave Lamar his flowers earlier, man. You missed it. You know what I'm saying? You missed Lamar's flowers. Lamar's playing the best football he's ever played. And that includes his 2 MVP seasons. Now, last year's MVP season, we talked about it. That was an ugly MVP year for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So that was a down year across the board for an MVP. I'm not mad Lamar got it. Like I said, I was telling them, I gave my personal MVP to Lamar as well. I gave it to him over Dak because Dak was better. He produced better throughout the entire season, but nobody was bigger than Lamar in the biggest moments, in the biggest games of the year. You know what I mean? And that's what got him over the hump for that MVP. He's playing 6 games in. He's playing head and shoulders better than he was last year, and he won the MVP last year. That first MVP year, I think he's playing better than he was then, too. He wasn't the passer that he is now, for one. And also, we forget, that was really Russell Wilson's MVP season for the first 12 weeks of the year. And then Lamar just went crazy the last 6 games of the year and overtook Russell in the MVP standings and then brought it home. But I think he's easily playing the best ball we've ever seen him play, for sure. He said, baby girl was at dance class. Hey, it's all good. It's all good, big dog. Hey, man, I was trying to tell y'all, man, it's just like church bread, brother, late than never. You ain't got to get here on time. Just get here, man. Get here and drop something in my chat when you do, man. I appreciate it the same, Dick Dog. You know what's going on. You know what's going on. But yeah, now I ain't gonna lie to you, man. We about 2 hours in, bro. We're gonna go ahead and wrap this thing on up, man. But before we do, man, y'all know what time it is, man. It's time for that RBT rundown, man. That roll call, man. Shout out to the members that was in the building. Matter of fact, man, let's go ahead and get it started with my dog, man. Black man, Kendall Gilliard. Shout out to them funky ass Ravens too, man. While we at it, man. Appreciate your homeboy stopping in, chopping it up with your dog, my dog, Brother Red. Joseph Kenny, shout out to my dog, man. No Votes, the podcast in the building, man. Appreciate your homeboy. The fam band was in the building for sure. Moms, my aunties came through, hollered at me. I appreciate you as always. Who else is in this thing, man? My dog, man. Terrible time, holding it down for them Houston Texans. As always, came through, showed your boys some love. I appreciate that. Sisters in the building. Excuse me. Ricky Williams is in the building as well, man. Niners fan. Hey, man, Rick, I should have asked as well, man. I got a little cutting name, Rick, man. I don't know if that's the same Rick or not. No, I'm tripping. Hell no. Ain't no Ricky Williams. I'm tripping. Shout out to Ricky Williams, though, man. Cheering for those Niners, man. We had a good backup. We had a good talk about Brock Purdy earlier in this thing as well. Jersey Cardinal, bro. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate you coming through. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully you will be back as well, homeboy. I'm looking for y'all. Y'all know what's going on. Damn. It's that time. Say the same thing every week. Feel free to say it with me at home. If I forgot to say your name, damn, my bad. But charge it to my head. Don't charge it to my heart. You know I'm thinking about you. Appreciate all the love support as always, man. Love when y'all get in the chat and you know what I'm saying, engage. It makes it fun for me, man. Makes the time go by easier and smoother. And then of course, man, all the good debate, all the good discussion, all that good stuff, man. So I love doing that, man. That's why I still do it. Tap in with your dog, man. Sunday, 10 o'clock. Wake your ass up. Get your pregame in with your dog, man. Sunday, 10 o'clock. Oh, and I don't know if all y'all seen, so before I leave, let me remind y'all, I was 13-0 last week. 13 for 13. Yeah, get y'all ass up on Sunday morning, man, and tap in with your dog, man. Sunday, 10 o'clock, Sunday Fun Day morning football show. Tap in with your dog, you know what I'm saying? And see if you can win a little money. Win a little money, on. You know what I'm saying? Win a little money, on. Baby girl needs shoes. You feel me? Other than that, man, y'all have fun. Y'all be safe. I'll see y'all Sunday morning, 10 o'clock. Don't forget. Peace.